Hello. Today we're doing chapter 11 in Poppy by Avi, and it's called Erizion Dorsatum. Chapter 11. In the obscure murk of the log's interior, Poppy crouched tensely. Slouching slowly out of the dark came a flat-faced beast with a blunt black snout and fierce grizzled whiskers. Its eyes were heavily lidded, as though it had just awakened. The creature moved ponderously, with a waddle and rattle. Its stench was powerful enough to make Poppy clamp a paw over her nose. The moment the animal caught sight of her, it came to a clumsy stop and blinked. "What the beast butt are you doing here, furball?" it snarled. Poppy, wishing she knew what kind of animal she was facing, could only whisper, It's just me, sir." The name's Aerith," the animal snapped. "Erizion Dorsatum, but I just get called Aerith. What's more, I'm a grump, and you just woke me up, and don't try to slick me down with sluggery slop." "I'm truly sorry I woke you, Mr. Aerith," Poppy said. What are those things on your head?" the beast growled. "Flat buttons or balloons or ears? The name's Aerith, Ereth, and stop your barking." "Please, Aerith, it's not me barking." "Then who the frog flip is making that racket?" It's a fox at the entrance to the log." "Oh, some idiot friend of yours?" "Oh no, sir, not my friend." "Who the dung beetle bit are you anyway?" Aerith suddenly demanded. "You're so small I can barely see you." I'm a deer mouse. A girl deer mouse." Didn't I ask what you are? I don't give a bee's bathwater about that. I asked your name." "Poppy?" "Poppy? What kind of idiot name is that?" Please, it's a family tradition. We're named after flowers and fruits." "Erizion Dorsatum is my name. Latin name. But you kids don't learn Latin anymore, do you?" "I don't know what Latin is, sir. I mean, Aerith." The beast sniffed loudly. The whole forest is full of idiots like that fox." During this conversation, the fox had continued to bark and whine, occasionally even digging furiously at the log entrance. "Pop, flop, snap," Aerith cried, "or whatever your idiot name is. Would you tell that fox to shut up?" "It's Poppy, and if I tell him, I don't think he will." "Why not?" "He wants to eat me," Poppy said faintly. "Eat you?" "Yes." "Jerk," Aerith said scornfully. "Then all meat eaters are jerks. Ever notice that? I mean, did you ever meet a meat eater who wasn't loud and aggressive? Did you? Oh, never mind. Get out of here and leave me alone." "I can't," Poppy cried. "Why the bat bilge can't you?" I just told you," Poppy pleaded. If I go out, he'll eat me." "Look here," Aerith cried. "Whatever your idiot name is, don't you have any guts?" "Please, it's Poppy." "Oh, weasel wonk. I don't care what it is. All I'm saying is, if a creature can't take care of himself, he has no business sneaking into my house, waking an old coot like me in the middle of the day and asking for my help." "I never asked for your help," an exasperated Poppy replied. "Can't you understand anything? That fox chased me here. Do you think I like being in here? It stinks." Aerith blinked. "Oh, all right," he growled. "I suppose I'd better talk some sense into that meat mauler. Oh, just get out of the way," he snarled as he began to waddle forward. "It's your lookout, not mine. If you get pricked by one of my quills..." Poppy's heart clutched. Did you say quills?" she stammered. "Of course I said quills, fuzzball." "Yes, but..." "But what?" Poppy was dizzy with fear. Her knees shook. She found it hard to swallow. What are you? Ugh, don't you have eyes? Aerith screeched. Or are those spots on your face buttons? I'm a porcupine. Porcupine? The word turned Poppy numb. She could hardly breathe. She could not think. Floppy, ploppy, Aerith bellowed. Will you get your flea-flicking self out of my way? Poppy dived against the pulpy wall of the log and squeezed herself flat to allow Aerith room. Even so, as the porcupine waddled by, his quills raked across her belly like a rusty comb. Never, despite all she'd confronted, had Poppy been so terrified. Aerith, however, continued to make his ponderous way toward the log's entrance, where the fox was still barking and yelping. Poppy felt sure that once the fox was disposed of, the prickly monster would turn on her. First, he would shoot her with his quills. Next, he would stab her. Then he would skewer her. Finally, he would chop her into tiny bits and eat her. For a moment, Poppy considered offering herself to the fox. If the choice was between being swallowed in one gulp by the fox or being tortured by this porcupine, surely death by fox would be preferable. Poppy stared into the darkness of the log. Perhaps there was an escape hole. But frozen by the terror of her predicament, she could not move. Instead, her eyes turned toward the entrance, certain she was about to witness some ghastly carnage. Sure enough, when Aerith reached the log opening, Poppy heard him screech, Fox, you braying bag of bones! What's all this hullabaloo? Can't an old creature get some quiet in his own home? I'm sorry, Aerith, Fox returned in a voice that was at best sniveling. I didn't know you were here. Just trying to grab a mouse who ran into your place, a snack. Nothing more. Not trying to bother you. No harm meant. Just a midday nibble. Ugh! Don't nag me about your nibbles, you nitwit! Aerith bellowed. When I say get lost, I mean it. Now, Aerith, let's be... Fox did not finish the sentence. Instead, Poppy heard Aerith cry, I said get, Broomtail! This order was followed by a whack, a yelp of pain, and a frantic scramble of paws, concluding with the barking and whining that grew faint with amazing rapidity. Poppy was sure the fox was being devoured, but more frightening still, she saw the porcupine wheel about and start to waddle back down the log in her direction. Poppy panicked. She turned and fled toward her one hope of escape, the log's other end. The further into the log Poppy went, the more foul-smelling it became. Worse, she had increasing difficulty seeing where she was going. Sure enough, she slammed into the log's far end. There was no escape hole. Stunned and unsteady on her feet, heart beating so hard she was sure it would burst, a terrified Poppy turned to confront the porcupine. Once her remaining hope was to try to slip by the beast. Though Poppy knew she risked a severe shredding, she was certain it was her one and only chance. Oh, slop, pop, bebop, the porcupine cried. Where the snake's sweat are you? Come out of there! Gasping for breath, Poppy braced herself against the rear of the wall and got ready to bolt and die. Aerith's face, grinning hideously, loomed out of the dark at her. Ugh, Poppy, he cried. You wretched excuse for a runt. Why the devil are you hiding in my toilet? That's the end of the chapter.